Over the past century, life expectancy and quality of life has undoubtedly increased across the world, with a few exceptions. This development is due in large part to increased access to advances in technology, information, and medicine. This video shows how lifespan and income have increased significantly across the majority of countries worldwide over the last 200 years. However, there is one thing that has not improved significantly, and that is that every year thousands of people die or are affected in some way by a natural or man-made disaster. And although we're getting better at predicting and minimizing the impact of these events, they remain a huge threat to innocent lives everywhere. A rapidly growing trend in response to these horrific events is something called disaster tourism. And this is exactly what it sounds like. Predominantly affluent people use their money, curiosity, and lack of common sense to preview what it might be like to suffer a terrible catastrophe. Even Facebook is getting in on the action, with Mark Zuckerberg taking a cartoon tour of storm-ravaged Puerto Rico.
Hey everyone, we are live in virtual reality. Yes, I think the first place that we want to go today is Puerto Rico. And you can kind of get a sense of we're on a bridge here. It's flooded. I should have mentioned this before, but Rachel and I actually aren't even, I think, in the same building in the physical world here.
We're in
But
totally
I mean,
different
we're
places.
here. I mean, it feels like we're in the same place and we're making eye contact. We're talking to each other.
We can high five.
Yeah, there
if
you
we
go.
wanted
High
to,
five.
So how exactly do you organize a disaster tour if you're not Mark Zuckerberg? Well, for just £30,000 to £39,000, disastertourism.co.uk will send you on a mystery disaster experience. When you consider the suffering that occurred at these sites, this is a little more than callous, to say the least. But disaster tourism, also called dark tourism, is a very real and growing phenomenon. In the aim of being objective, let's take a look at why this industry is growing and what the pros and cons are. We'll start with why this is happening, and then we'll move on to the benefits, because the negatives should be clear as day. To begin with, disaster tourism is by and large a product of increased disposable income. People can afford to take these trips due to the fact that in spite of lingering inequality in society, the overall quality of life has increased for the vast majority of people. Also, technological advances have allowed greater access to information and travel than ever before. And there are some positives to the advent of disaster tourism. Seeing the effects of a disaster firsthand can be educational and potentially life-saving for future generations. This is something I explore in Chapter 8 of Reconsidering Cultural Heritage in East Asia, a copy of which we will be giving away towards the end of the video. In tsunami-hit areas of Japan, for example, providing volunteer opportunities has helped rebuild communities and spread awareness of the disaster. It has also prompted people to think about how best to safeguard these areas against future disasters. Museums also help promote tourism to disaster-affected areas for educational and revitalization purposes. This image is of the Ishinomaki Manga Museum after being devastated by the 2011 tsunami in Japan. Its reconstruction came to represent the resilience and healing of the community and has brought back tourism and jobs to local residents. After a disaster, local and national governments should be asking themselves how they should safeguard for the future and how they can revive their tourist industry in a way that does not offend locals and permits time to heal. And by all accounts, they should avoid publicity stunts like Facebook's latest facade or the immediate commercialization of human suffering. The question is, how soon is too soon? Is it okay to let tourists flood in immediately after a disaster if it brings money to the local economy? Or should there be a longer grace period? Let us know what you think in the comments below. We will send a free copy of our book, Reconsidering Cultural Heritage in East Asia, to the commenter with the most insightful response. We hope you'll join us in our next video, in which we'll explore a specific case study on why Japanese local and national governments promoted dark tourism in the wake of the 2011 tsunami in Japan. Thank you so much for tuning into our video today. Please let us know if there's anything you would like us to cover. Just put a comment below. We'd love to hear from you.